So, good evening. We are back again with another transfer update. This time we're going to speak about Theo Hernandez, the AC Milan marauding, flying fullback, left back. And we're going to speak about him. Fabrizio Romano's had a bit to say about him. Nuno Tavares, do you remember him? And Top Gooners, we're getting all giddy about the absolute beast of a player we're going to have back from Marseille in the summer. Yeah, that's not quite going to plan either. But before we get into talking about all of that, make sure you are smashing the like button up. That would be fantastic. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you are new. Make sure you sub to the second channel. Road to 10K is nearly upon us, people. Less than 700 subscribers away from 10K on that channel. So big up to everybody who has subbed. I dropped a video about Amir Khan being banned for failing a drugs test. So make sure you go and check that video out. The link will be under the title in the description. And go and check out the show I did with Rance as well at 5 p.m. UK time. So go backwards. Obviously, I'm recording this early afternoon. There is Premier League football on tonight as well. Looking forward to that. But for now, we are going to talk about Theo Hernandez. And listen, AC Milan are not the AC Milan that won the league last season. And they're nowhere near it this season. And as it stands, they are currently, if my Mac works, currently third in the table, 20 points away from the top of the league. Excuse me. They are 4 points behind Maurizio Sarri's Lazio team. However, they are 1 point ahead of Inter and Roma and 3 points ahead of sixth place Atalanta. That could literally go any way. Anyone from probably third AC Milan down to sixth. Inter are in free fall. They've lost 4 out of their last 5 games. AC Milan have only won 2 out of their last 5 games. So it's not going great. Same with Roma. I mean, all of them are trying to bottle top 4, aren't they? Roma have lost 3 out of their last 5. Atalanta have won 2 out of their last 5. They're all trying to bottle the top 4 race in Italy. But one of their best players, AC Milan, is their left back. And we've seen all the footage of him over the years. Obviously, he was formerly Real Madrid player. He's now at AC Milan. But Fabrizio Romano has spoken about this. He's made it clear, number one, that he can't see him leaving AC Milan, describing the French international as untouchable by the Rossoneri, with crazy money required to convince them to let him go. Arsenal do want to strengthen in the summer, but the priority is not a left back, according to him. We shall see. Anyway, let's continue on. Romano also said that Nuno Tavares hasn't resolved his Arsenal career yet, but talks are in place as soon as possible to determine his role at the Emirates. Theo Hernandez is almost untouchable at this stage. Milan would not even consider 50 or 60 million bids for him. He is a crucial player and could only leave for crazy money. He also added no decision about Nuno Tavares. That will be discussed at the end of May, beginning of June with his agents. Now, listen, he was kicked out of training the other day, Nuno Tavares, before we come back to Hernandez. He was kicked out of training the other day, sent home for lack of effort in training. Now, I remember when he first went to Marseille, scoring goals, getting assists, bombing up and down. Yeah, everyone was getting hyped. Oh, my God, Tavares, he's killing it in the French league. Look at him. What a player. He's a beast. He's going to come back and be a left-back beast for Arsenal. Yeah, that's not really gone to plan. He's fallen off a cliff since. And like I said, he was the player, allegedly, according to all the reports out there, that was sent home for lack of effort in training. Now, I'm not being funny. To have lack of effort in training is wild. I can't lie. Listen, he's played 25 league games this season and he scored 6 goals. So when you look at that on paper, you think, blimey, that's not bad for a left back. Most of them goals came at the very start, if not all of them, of the season, where he had something to prove, kind of. He had to go there and step it up and, you know, try and show, I'm the boss here. I've come from big boy Arsenal. You've got a top player. Since then, his performances have not been great. And now, allegedly, he's been kicked out of training. All the reports doing the rounds, like I said, are saying it's him that's been kicked out. He had to go home. The manager's fuming, and he's showing a lack of effort and desire in training. So, listen, I don't want to see him at Arsenal ever again anyway, even before this news came out, because number one, he can't defend. He's just basically an Olympic sprinter. And number two, just bin him for about 15 million and we've doubled our dough. I think we bought him for what, 7? Just go and double your dough, get rid of him. I do think we need a left back, however, because I don't think Tomiyasu's that guy. I don't even want to see Tomiyasu next season. Like, get rid of him as well. You've served the purpose. Thanks very much. Thanks for pocketing Salah. Now leave. That's it. Right? We do need fullbacks, and Hernandez could be one of them. And listen, as much as Fabrizio, and listen, he's very good at what he does, Fabrizio, but as much as he's saying he's seen as untouchable, only a massive offer will snipe him away from AC Milan. Whilst that's all great and all good in theory, yeah, the fact in reality is this is the Premier League. Most players, not all, but most players want to play in the Premier League. Number two, Arsenal may have won a title by the end of the season. We might have won it. So now we're the Premier League champions. Premier League, we're in London. We can pay the top dollar. We're guaranteed Champions League anyway now. I think it's mathematically impossible for us not to get Champions League football. So why would he not want to come and test himself in the Premier League? Like, I know a lot of these players that go out to Italy, they're comfortable in Italy. You know, we've seen a lot of them. Immobile, like he's one of them. Insigne didn't want to come to the Premier League. Milinkovic-Savic is linked to Premier League every year, never leaving. You know, we've seen a lot of these players that do play out there, do like staying out there. But I think he's one that we could get. Yeah, and why not? None of this inverted. Yeah, we've got a proper... Kieran Tierney's likely to be leaving as well. I totally forgot about that. Kieran Tierney may be leaving the football club. We could probably get about 30 or 40 mil for Kieran Tierney. Now, all of a sudden, add another 40 mil on it. You got yourself one of the best left backs in the world. Me personally, I'd keep Tierney, but I don't think he's staying. Yeah, and if we go and throw 60, 70 million at AC Milan, sorry, are they in a position to be turning down 60, 70 million for a player? I don't think they are. None of them Italian teams are flush with cash. So maybe I'm just being snobby and arrogant here, but the fact and reality is I do think we need a left back because Tavares is leaving. I think Tierney's probably leaving, and that leaves Zinchenko. If Zinchenko gets injured, then what? Are we going to go and blow our load and go and do 70 mil on a left back, though? And that is the only issue I have with this. Yeah, because he is a quality left back. He can defend. He can cross a ball. He can get up and down the pitch. Fantastic. But are we going to go and do 60, 70 mil on a left back? I'm not so sure that's the case. And I think that if we are going to go and do 60, 70, 80 mil on a player, it's more likely to be in midfield. And I do think midfield, personally, is where we should be starting to strengthen. That should be the starting point, then fit all the other pieces together, which moves me on very nicely. Seamless link, Lee Lobster Gunner, moves me on seamlessly to Yuri Tielemans, who is apparently pricing himself out of a move to Premier League teams because he wants too much money. Now, let me tell you something, mate. Yeah, I know you're never going to watch this, but I'm directing it to you. You're 19th in the table. You've had a shocking season collectively, but you've had a shocking season on your own, individually. Yeah, you have had a poor season, mate. And I don't think you're in any position, my friend, to be sitting there demanding 200 odd plus a week. Who's going to pay you that? I don't see any club paying you 150. I don't see any club paying him more than 100, if I'm being honest. Yeah, is he that good? I like him. I think he's all right. But this season has shown his mentality to me. When the chips are down, he don't want it. Big up Maddison, because Maddison always wants it. Yeah, but him, he don't want it. And I'm telling you now, my opinions on this guy have changed massively this season based on what I've witnessed. Yeah, and he ain't it. So, Tielemans, you go somewhere and get your 200 grand a week, 150, whatever it is you're trying to nick, mate. You go and do that. We'll move on to other targets and we'll just get better anyway. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts on Nuno Tavares, first and foremost. Let me know what you think about him and whether you think he's going to be it. Kieran Tierney, my left back. Let me know whether you think he'll be staying or going. Theo Hernandez, would you spend the money on him? Do you rate him? Do you think he's that good? Do you think he's worth 60, 70 mil? I don't know. I'd take him. I don't care because it ain't my money. But let me know your thoughts on that. And then Yuri Tielemans as well. Like I said, trying to price himself out of a move. Obviously, he's out of contract at the end of the season. So he thinks he holds the trump card. Okay, mate. Well, you're going to end up probably playing in France for Nice or someone like that. It is what it is. But anyway, I'll be back again tomorrow. Make sure you are coming and checking out all of the videos previously. I dropped one about William Saliba. May miss the rest of the season, but he's definitely out for the Liverpool game. So go and check that back on the channel. Check out the stream with rants. I'll be back again tomorrow on here, and a couple of uploads as well, and then a live stream. So make sure you come and check all of this out going forward. Obviously, I can't wait till match day, but it seems like an eternity away when we play 8 days later. It just seems to drag, doesn't it? But make sure you stick a thumbs up, check out the second channel, sub to this one. We out of here. Adios, amigos.